It's it's a battle. Relationships are a battle of like minds and like willpower.
You guys want to live?
And not worth it at all.
Relationships. Some people don't even know where to start.
No advice.
You have no advice
to offer.
Are you married?
No, more complicated than that.
Others just say, screw this. Literally.
You should just have honest sex. I think relationships are a hassle.
Or sometimes they just refuse to budge.
What makes that unsuccessful? What makes a relationship unsuccessful? You must be pretty good at that.
Yeah, no, we're not going there.
Then you run into some good guys.
People being able to be honest with each other.
Massages, all that, Take care of her, you know what I mean, dog? Just stay faithful,
And then you run into Ike Turner.
Girls are supposed to respect the guy. That's the way it was, 1,000 years ago. That's the way it's supposed to be today, too.
But many of us, including me, are still trying to find the right person.
My heart's been stomped on like a motherfucking cockroach.
Love can jack you up.
Stomp on your heart like a cockroach.
I was treated this bad. I think this guy's gonna do the same thing to me.
A relationship is a friendship with sex, love, and respect.
They just reel him in. They just reel him in. Let's be real though.
Okay, let's be real then. Here are the facts about relationships. Most of them end up right here in divorce court. So I decided I'm going to investigate this issue. I'm going to fight this crime. I'm no Denzel Washington, but you better believe I'm a man on fire. Just look at my eyes. During my investigation, I found out 3 things. What ignites a relationship.
I don't know what it is about you.
What destroys it.
You don't even know.
And what keeps it.
Hey, mama. Chicos. Come on.
We always live life on the go. But whenever we see that special person, there's something that they have that attracts us to them. But what is it?
The first thing that turns me on, to be honest with you, first thing, like any typical dude, you're always looking at a body.
I've actually had this discussion with a couple of my friends a couple times. People lie when they say that, it's not, the outside looks. Of course it is. That's what attracts you to somebody originally. If you don't like the way they look, who cares about what they have to say?
Physical attraction wasn't there at first. It was someone who was just as ambitious as I was.
First thing is attractiveness. When you first meet somebody, people say it's not about looks, but when you see someone for the first time, it's their appearance that gets to you.
Physical attraction, yes. But it kind of goes hand in hand for me because the second I talk to a guy, the guy will look physically less attractive to me by his morals.
I like physique.
I know.
I like a guy who's got meat on his bones.
No, it's a frat.
Hey! Back down here.
And isn't some scrawny little 100-pound dude who I could throw out a window at a moment's notice.
I like a certain type of guy. I'm very specific. I like more slender and toned type of guy. Like I'm just naturally more attracted to that. I look for eyes too. Like I'm a big eyes person. So if you have like really big puppy dog eyes, I'm all over that.
The pretty face is what sets it off for me. She can have a pretty face and no body, I'll still be attracted to her.
Funny. Not silly, but funny.
We in this year heavy, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we heavy, like 300 pounds heavy.
Silly is immature, and we can be immature and silly like alone.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? You small in here, I'm big in here.
That's fun silly, but being silly out in public and immature, that's unacceptable.
Then I want to see how your personality is. If, you got a sense of humor. I mean, if you can take a joke. Honestly, if you can enjoy company and have a straight conversation, because that's all real relationships is. I mean, having a sense of humor on life and on relationships, and then also enjoying your person's, enjoying your person's like conversation. Basically, I mean, you don't never want to get with somebody that aggravates the fuck out you.
She just gotta respect herself. That's all I care about. She gotta be, cool, someone you can talk to.
A doer than a sayer, which I find very attractive. In terms of their drive, their work ethic, getting stuff done, their accomplishments, they're very much the same. And I think that just goes into my personal likes and dislikes in a woman. I like a woman who can go out and do for herself.
At least be in a position now that there is a potential 5 years for you, not just like, oh, I'm good right now.
So we now know what turns on people, but let's get to the nitty-gritty here. What makes a relationship look like this? What destroys a relationship?
Lying. I hate lying. Like, just be honest. Like, roll the dice. Like, take your chances. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest about it. If you come out and be honest, I can respect honesty and blunt, like, straight honesty than I can trying to spare my feelings.
If a guy broke your heart, so what? You have about 50 more years to live. Shit's gonna happen 3 more times. Get over yourself. It's not that deep.
The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Like, I think that a lot of men think that, and I think men just are trying to always go bigger and better and just never stopping. Like, it's just not always greener on the other side.
We were together for a while, on and off. Felt like years, but probably wasn't. He had got his ex-girlfriend pregnant. He didn't tell me, but I found out. I don't really look to find stuff out. There's no point, because I figure if you're gonna tell me something, you should tell me. You feel like you should tell me, go ahead. But I found out, and when I told him, he was man enough to say, yeah, I did it, and that destroyed any trust that I had for him.
I don't know. I think, like I said, we had a pretty good relationship, but a lot of times we argued. We started arguing a lot. We started arguing a lot because we had clashing personalities. We're both outspoken people, so when we both had a problem, we faced each other like head on with it, and caused a lot of problems along with the insecurities that were going on.
Y'all like to argue about the littlest things in the world, and the thing about it, y'all will never let go about it because y'all always want to bring it up. So I mean, if y'all see something, and I mean, to guys, it's not a big deal because, life goes on. But I swear, as females, all you guys hold grudges for no fucking reason.
I don't believe girls are nagging. I don't believe that. The only nagging is because you're not really being consistent with what you're doing. You're not being open with what you're doing. The only reason why we nag is because guys don't compromise.
Start fighting over the weirdest things, right? Just weird stuff, right? Honey, why don't you put the fucking DVDs in order?
What didn't go wrong? It was a lot. It was a lot of things that, it was a lot. It was, we would spend time with each other often, a lot. And it was to a point where it was like suffocating. It was a lot of no time where we could be just individuals and not like, just be ourselves.
Whose fault was that, though? So basically, you guys were together
often,
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But whose fault was that? Was it your fault?
I don't know, because me, I guess I'm always been a person that I'm fine doing things on my own and stuff. But when I mentioned that I wanted to be, do things on my own, be by myself for certain times.
That was the volcano.
Yeah, I think it could have been misconstrued that I didn't want to, something was wrong with her. I didn't want to be, around her so much.
This flight was a lot like chasing heaven. This immense space between me and the pearly gates to you. These long lines of untold stories of sorrow and baggage you held close to your sides, with security locks unseen by most, but seemed to let loose whenever I fit the suspicions. But my dark silhouette was never quite like the shadows that hang over you, not with your carry-on bags of paranoia. My image, a distorted reflection of your past, like the spark in the dark repressed memories illuminating the Holocaust you once called love.
What happened was I went away to school for 2 years. I went down to Hampton University and tried to keep in contact, Since she was going to school up here, I was down there. She ended up going over to another country to study abroad, and we just lost contact. Trying to hold on, but it really wasn't really wasn't working out.
Right person, man. It is brutal. It really is. When you're in the wrong, if you're in a relationship, when you're with somebody awful, I call that a relationship.
So when it starts to, you know, heat up and her friends started noticing me over her room more and more and everything like that, they come to me and they go, now, Anthony, we know how you are. I don't know what they mean by that because I'm the nicest guy in the world. I really don't even know what they meant by that. But they're like, we know how you are. Don't break her heart. I'm like, I've never broken a girl's heart in my entire life. What are you talking about?
We abort this before we even conceive and proceed to give birth to this future death, where your heart dangles from a noose within a ribcage, rocking back and forth. I see your mind clocking back and forth like a pendulum, counting the seconds before the end. Before we plant our feet on this track and race losing the hand, we should fold all the clothes our skeletons wear in these closets, take flight, and continue to chase this heaven.
And she just completely stopped talking to me. And I was like, oh, fine, that's whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, there's plenty of other fish in the sea. And so I just left it alone. I was like, fine, you don't want to talk anymore? Fine, cool. Comes to find out, she's now sleeping with the friend that me and him stopped talking.
So back in the relationship, she cheated on me the day after her birthday. So this is like about a month after we started going back out with her ex-boyfriend. So I forgave her because she came to me about it. It was my first real relationship, so I respected that. So then the next month, she cheats on me again. But this is with the guy I just told you about, right? That I met him through her. And then she cheated on me that time, and then she also told me about that, and that was just outright wrong. So like, my first real relationship was like also my worst.
Scarcity of loyalty lingers in the air like toxins from thoughts miscommunicated and blown over until injected into us, spreading through our bodies like poison and killing us from day one to whatever short number we live to. Why do we pride ourselves on how long it takes to break, how long it takes to shake up nerves already pre-existing, how much we've been hurt in the past, but you once lit my world with your eyes.
It's easy to blame the dude. It's easy to blame one person this bad. But I think a relationship, a lot of times, people don't realize that they're arguing in somebody else's place. A lot of times that there's things going on in a relationship that it's a miscommunication thing.
And they don't realize that they wouldn't want that done to them. That's when I get upset. And that's when I get spiteful, and I'll try to do it back so that they understand that they can't do that. And that's really not the way to handle any situation. Being spiteful doesn't solve anything.
Well, it feels good, don't it?
It feels great.
Because you feel like you're getting your point across.
Yeah, it feels great. It's not the right way to handle it.
The one thing that just ticks me off, one thing that just really ticks me off has to be the fact that, you know, whenever they have past relationships, you see, they always tend to blame the new guy, you know, put all the old baggage of the old guy on the new guy. You know, oh, I can't, you know, it's really hard for me to trust because he cheated on me or whatever. You know, which I sympathize with, you know, because, you know, we all got to be careful. We all got to, you know, learn from our past mistakes, and that's all cool and all good. But, you see, the guy already, I think it's unfair that the new guy has to start behind in a sense, you see.
I think that there is a lot of loyal women out there the same way there's a lot of loyal dudes out there. But at the same time, everybody suffers for what they've been through in the past.
Don't pee on my shoe and tell me it's raining. Just don't do that to me. I'm the type of person, I'm a realist. They're peeing on my shoe, literally, and like it's saying it's raining.
Sugarcoat.
I'm the type of person, man. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? I may be a jokester, but if I'm an honest person. I'm honest. I'm very rarely dishonest. I don't think I'm ever really intentionally dishonest with anybody, and I want that back.
I just think it's funny. I think it's quite hilarious because her girls came to me and put a label on me that I was this person that I'm not. And it turns out that their girl that they were trying to protect is no, I'm gonna say this, cup of tea.